Mike, good to see you, brother. How you doing? How you been, Mike? T, good to see you as well, brother. How you doing? How you been? Funky brother, good to see you as well. Evening, how you doing? How you been, brother? Miles Comatose, good to see you as well. How you doing? How you been? What's up, Miles? What's up, CMF? Kerry, good to see you as well. How you doing, brother? How you been? Hi, big bro. How you doing, Camel? Good to see you as well, brother. Good evening, CMF peeps. Let's go, funky brother. Hello, Miles. Scott, good to see you as well. How you doing, brother? How is my mentor? I'm doing great. How you doing, Scott? Denise, good to see you as well. How you doing? How you been, Denise? Dennis, good to see you as well. How you doing? How you been? Pure, good to see you as well. Evening, how you doing? How you been? Hey up, mate. Nice to see you. Paul, good to see you as well, brother. How you been? Long time. How's things? Morning, Miles of CMF. Shelly, good to see you as well. How you doing? Morning. How you been? All good. I'm first today. Yes, you are, Mike. Mike was the first one on today. That's true. Let's go, Scott. Hello, Miles. Good to see you as well. W, good to see you as well. How you doing? So, today we have mixture of news, as always, to go through on tonight's live. And, one of the biggest news is going to be today, obviously, that XRP reaching number 5, overtaking essentially BNB, not by, an inch, but more like a mile, but also replacing... and also reaching $100 billion market cap is incredible as well. But obviously, market cap is not the biggest factor, but reaching $100 billion market cap is quite satisfying, let's just say. Hi, Miles. Pablo, good to see you. So how you doing? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Let's go. Lena, hello, Miles and CMF. Thank you again for the advice. No problem, Lena. Anytime. Good to see you as well. Paul, Frankie's bag is doing well. Thanks, brother. No problem. Let's go, Paul. Lol. Even Miles of CMF. Joe, good to see you. How you doing? Miles, XRP, a good project. XPR, a good project. Look into it. I've looked into it previously regarding XPR, and it's not something I will personally go for, but I've looked into it before, a while ago, to be honest, not recently in any sort of a way. I'm doing great, Miles. I did something with my Nexo card today. Very exciting. Let's go, Denise. And I just want to say, if you are, we're going to go for a breakdown of what, actually, let's do a breakdown. So this is the topics we're going to be talking about on tonight's live. We're going to be talking about Wells Fargo's predictions on the market space in terms of Fed rate cuts. Fed rate cuts, as I've said previously, are the cherry on top of what's happening right now. With Donald Trump becoming the next president of the United States, incredible news. Donald Trump making a pro-crypto America, incredible. All the excitement that's headed towards us after January 20th, 2025 is incredible. But this year still hasn't ended. And if we get Fed rate cuts this year with the momentum that's going on inside the crypto space right now, the excitement inside the crypto space, new SEC chairman, rules and regulations, America capital of crypto, and so on. If we get Fed rate cuts this year, it's a cherry on top of the momentum the market's having right now. Fed rate cuts are incredibly brilliant news for the crypto space, because it's an indication that an economy is not doing too well, which means people will hedge against it using alternative assets, which leads to cryptocurrencies. So we're going to be talking about Fed rate cuts on tonight's live, a perspective from Wells Fargo. We're going to be talking about essentially Trump and Ethereum on tonight's live as well. We're also regarding Ethereum ETFs. We're going to be talking about analyst perspectives and reports on tonight's live regarding Bitcoin and the demands. We're going to be talking about crypto privacy on tonight's live as well, a crypto case that has just essentially did very well for itself, because the founders of this project could be released very soon. I'll tell you how that's relatable to other crypto cases inside the crypto space. Then we're going to be talking about Vladimir Putin on tonight's live signing a major crypto law. Then we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, essentially CME futures, actually hitting $100,000. Now, Bitcoin spot has not yet hit $100,000, but Bitcoin futures has actually hit $100,000 per token. So we're going to go through that on tonight's live as well. We're going to be talking about Standard Chartered Bank on tonight's live. Standard Chartered Bank's analysts have done a new prediction on the market space. We're going to talk about what their prediction is and will it play out, essentially. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin's dominance, unlikely to decline, the perspective from CryptoCon's CEO. We're going to be also going through news topics related to XRP on tonight's live as well. XRP, the next big crypto ETF spots, basically for everyone. Now, this perspective is from Bitwise. Bitwise has essentially made announcements regarding their new rebranding of their XRP ETF outside of the American market spaces, but they've also applied for an XRP ETF inside the United States. But they've came out with a report on why they've chosen XRP, and that why XRP is basically the chosen token. This is a perspective from Bitwise. Then we're also going to be going through Ripple's stablecoin RLUSD and New York approvals. So, mixture of news to go through on tonight's live. Before we go through any of that, and the next news, essentially, the first news we're going to be going through is regarding Wells Fargo. But before we go through that, I just want to say, welcome to the CMF Live. If you're watching this for the first time ever, this is the CMF Live. It stands for Crypto Mouse Family. And on this live, you can tune in every single night where I talk about the most recent news that's happening around the world in terms of cryptocurrencies, CBDCs, AI, politics, and regulations. If you're watching this for the first time ever, welcome to the CMF Live. If you're watching this as... just get a weird person inside the comment section. If you're watching this as a regular, scale CMF, just want to say a disclaimer of this live as always is not financial advice, not political advice, and what advice say is only for entertainment purposes. And we also do Q&As on this live as well, which means if you do have any questions, put it down inside the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer the questions you may have. So let's go straight inside the comment section first, and then we go straight into the Wells Fargo news, and we go back and forth with the Q&A news. Let's see where we were. And by the way, I read out everybody's comments one by one, and give short, sweet, simple answers to get through all the comment section. So I don't miss out on any comments whatsoever. I shout out your name and then read out what you said and give you an answer. Joe, good to see you as well. How you doing? Evening, Miles. Let's go. Okay, I was here. Price action to follow up. Definitely. The price is at $1.80. What's happening? Drastic, essentially, excitement is what's happening right now. One, because of RLUSD essentially approval in New York. Two, because of the case essentially with Ripple yesterday regarding the California case, which is not related to the SEC case, but it is relatable to essentially Ripple's future moving forward, which was a positive from the case, from the judge perspective yesterday that was announced. So there's a few news around XRP and why it's doing this. Good to see you as well. How you doing, Whitey? So you are not good on XPR? No, XRP, yes. So sorry, it was XRP. It was XRP. XRP, yes, hell yes. I'm thinking of getting a tangent to store my XDC. Is there still a 10% for CMF mouse? There's 20% off, actually, if I'm not mistaken, for CMF. So if you want to get a Tangent wallet, I am sponsored by Tangent. If you do want to get a Tangent wallet, you can use code CryptoMouse in capitals, and you can get 20 to 10% off your Tangent wallets. So CryptoMouse in capitals, just type it in, you get 10 to 20% off. Yes, that's my question too. Hello, Miles, and great day. Mickey, good to see you as well. How you doing? Tangent is good. I purchased and I love it. Hashtag security. Let's go, Scott. I agree. Facts. It's the best one, to be fairly honest. Hi, Miles. Shark, good to see you as well. How you doing, Shark? How you been? Brother Miles, how you been? I've been doing great. Below, how you been? Miles, somebody convinced the AI bot to send them 50,000. Yeah, I saw that. So yesterday I revealed some very interesting news regarding AI, where some AI company designed a AI robot and gave it $40,000. And then that obviously that $40,000 grew. So anybody can send that AI a message, that AI robot a message, and try to convince it to give up the $40,000 or $50,000. Nobody was able to essentially convince this AI robot to give up the $40,000 of real USD, essentially stablecoins. And somebody was able to do it yesterday. Somebody was able to convince the AI robot to give up $40,000 or $50,000 worth of cryptocurrencies to them. And I revealed that news yesterday. And so far, nobody was able to do it. I revealed the news yesterday. Today, the news comes out. Somebody was able to convince them today to give up that money, which shows the experiment was basically for, can AI be manipulated? Can AI be brought? And so on. Because when it comes to a human being, has emotions of greed, can be manipulated, can manipulate also, and so on. They wanted to see if we lived in a digital world where AI would be in control of certain decision makings. Would it be good at making decisions, or could AI also, just like a normal human being, be manipulated on their decision making? Turns out AI can also be manipulated on their decision makings. because the AI was bribed in a way to give up $40,000. Basically what a human would have done. A politician would have done. Even if I was in CMF, Jason, good to see you as well. How you doing? So the AI failed and was manipulated to give up the money. Oh my goodness. Hello, Miles CMF. Joe, let's go. How you doing? Good to see you as well. How you doing? Good evening, Miles and family. Orphan, good to see you as well. How you doing? Thanks for the feedback today, brother. Can't wait till summer 2025 to start the fun. Let's go. Come on. Hi, Miles. So good to see you as well. How you doing? So-called experts are saying that XRP may go to $3, but not higher because of market cap. Can you explain why market cap is irrelevant again, please? Yes. One, the main purpose of why essentially blockchain was created, the main purpose of why crypto was created in the first place was for utility purposes. So somewhere down the line, the majority of the crypto space forgot about utility, which was the main purpose of crypto assets. People who say that market cap matters inside the crypto space, the people that say market cap matters inside the crypto space are looking at essentially crypto assets as if they're looking at stocks. See, stocks is buy, sell, and they have no utility purposes, and they rely on the company itself to do well. Crypto, on the other hand, is not similar to stocks. It's not buy, sell. Crypto itself, the tokens itself, have a purpose. The blockchain itself has a purpose. The XRP ledger, for example, has a purpose. The XRP token has a purpose. Anything built upon the XRP ledger has a purpose. But people tend to overlook those things. Now, why is that important? It's mainly because essentially market cap does not factor in utility at all. It's difficult for market cap to factor in utility because it's going to be so actively used. So market cap doesn't matter whatsoever. It only matters. Market cap only matters if it's buy, sell. The moment you add utility into the equation, market cap becomes a not so, it doesn't become a great tool, a metric tool to figure out the price points of essentially certain crypto assets. So market cap is not a great essentially metric tool in any sort of a way when it comes to crypto assets. Utility is very difficult to factor into market cap, which is the whole point. Which is the whole point of essentially a crypto asset, is utility. That is why. Hi, Miles and CMF. Stormy, good to see you. How you doing? It's because people treat crypto assets as if they're stocks. Where would we find, and it's a very simple misunderstanding. Brother Miles, after seeing my portfolio as you advise, I added loads of hot and it's doing really well. Thank you, Brother Miles. No problem. Thank you, brother. Anytime. Where would we find what was said to the bot to give up the money? I don't know. I think it's on their own website, to be fairly honest. Even Miles and CMF, Manny, good to see you. How you doing? Even Miles and CMF peeps, Semper, good to see you. How you doing? And then you get a weird person inside the comment section. My portfolio is now complete, and I will also sell everything besides all the X's and HBAR. I will also borrow against it, which is the best outcome ever. I've always said you don't need to sell your crypto assets. You can just use them as collateral to borrow against them and skip on taxes because you can't get taxed on debt. Miles, details, please. Explain it like you explained about the banks and etc. on the ledger on CMC. Yes. Also, when it comes to market cap, it's very difficult because when the banks are going to be using essentially for cross-border payments, when banks start using crypto assets as middlemen, for example, XRP is a middleman token, they start using it for domestic payments or international payments, it's going to get very difficult because banks are not going to be reporting the amount of transactions they're going to be doing. So yes, it is a public ledger, but it's also still difficult to figure out which one belongs to a bank and which one doesn't. It's just random digits as a wallet. So another factor when it comes to utility is if there's a crypto asset that's going to be used by banks, banks aren't going to be reporting to CoinMarketCap the amount of transactions they're processing. So again, there's so many issues wrong with market cap to be used as a metric unit for essentially crypto assets. There's so many flaws to market cap if it wants to be used as a metric unit for crypto assets, because even if a crypto asset is being used by banks, as I said, banks are not going to be reporting the CoinMarketCap on the amount of transactions they're going to be processing. There's so many factors that aren't going to be in play. So market cap is a terrible way to figure out essentially the metric unit of any crypto asset. Stocks, market cap makes sense. It's buy, sell, buy, sell. It's very simple. Crypto is very difficult because the ledger itself is a utility. It can be used for utility purposes. Anything built upon that ledger is utility purposes. Even but does market cap still rise, Miles? For example, it's currently moved up the 5th largest. Can it therefore take over Bitcoin? Yes, it can rise. It might not be accurate, but it can rise. And XRP is rising incredibly quickly. Even the Miles and family, let it go. Let's go, Ian. Scott, how you doing? Thank you for explaining that, Miles. Much appreciated. No problem, Joe and Shelly. Thank you so much for reminding me to explain it like that. Now, Wells Fargo predicts how many times the Fed will cut interest rates in 2025. As 2025 approaches, Wells Fargo predicts that the Fed could adapt a slower pace of rate cuts, potentially cutting once every 2 policy meetings. Rate cuts are extremely good for the crypto market space because rate cuts are an indication that essentially economy is not doing too well. So if the United States goes through rate cuts, it's an indication that their economy is not doing too well, which means people will hedge against it using alternative assets. A while ago inside the crypto space, people would have told you that rate cuts are very bad for the crypto market space, and they were very mistakenly wrong. As I said previously, I was the only one, again, going against everybody, as always, very right on matters. But rate cuts are incredibly good for the crypto asset space because it's an indication the economy is not doing too well, which means you would hedge against it, which would be alternative to crypto assets. It used to be gold and silver, you can hedge against scenarios like that, but now you can hedge against using crypto assets. The last time we had a rate cut, the crypto space reacted in a positive way. That's factual. You can go check the charts. So a rate cut in this scenario, for this year or 2025, would be a cherry on top. And the reason why I say rate cuts will be a cherry on top, because having a pro-cryptocurrency president, Donald Trump, as I said previously, thank God Donald Trump won. Honestly, thank God Donald Trump won. I could never stop saying that enough. So having a pro-cryptocurrency president, Donald Trump, making the United States market space, the biggest market space in the world, pro-cryptocurrencies, rules and regulations, new SEC chairman, new FDIC chairman, banks getting involved, institutions getting involved, the whole world will follow America's footsteps. And then you will have rate cuts on top of that. It's basically cherry on top for the market momentum to even go higher. So, regarding Wells Fargo and their predictions of rate cuts, as we get into 2025, we could see a slowdown in future rate cuts, with the Fed potentially cutting rate cuts every other meeting, said Sarah House, senior economist at Wells Fargo. Now, apparently, Donald Trump has said that he wants to get the Fed to do rate cuts at a much more rapid pace than previously before. Wells Fargo's team is forecasting essentially 3 rate cuts in 2025, a moderate approach compared to the rapid rate cutting cycles seen before. This is in line with the broad expectations on Wall Street and Wall Street's essentially and the Fed's aggressive easing of the economic conditions and improvements. Market expectations commonly are that the Fed to cut interest rates twice in 2025, according to Bloomberg. Other major institutions like Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan Chase shares are essentially on a similar view to Wells Fargo, with estimates that the federal funds rate will settle down to 3.5% to 3.75% by the end of 2025. The Federal Review's updated economic projections expected December 18th could shed more light on the projected path for monetary policies, but policymakers remain divided on the precise trajectory of the interest rates and adjustments. Society General, meanwhile, sees the Fed continue to cut short-term interest rates, but a combination of financial and economic pressures will push essentially the long-term rates higher, and the bank predicts that the yields of the 10-year U.S. Treasury notes will rise up to 4.5% by the end of 2025, while the yields on their 2-year notes will fall to essentially 3.5%. So Morgan Stanley is predicting that every other meeting we should be getting rate cuts in 2025, which will be a cherry on top for the crypto space. JP Morgan is predicting something similar to that matter, and Morgan Stanley is also predicting the exact same thing. Now, Society General is predicting that we're going to be getting a lot more rate cuts than some moderate rate cuts what the other ones are predicting. Either way, what we are going to be getting, in my opinion, is quite a lot of rate cuts because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the only reason why we're getting essentially more than usual rate cuts we're going to be getting, because he's going to put pressure on the Fed to do rate cuts. The Biden administration, I was going to say Joe Biden, but as we all know, Joe Biden is not really all there. The Biden administration was the one that didn't really pressure the Fed to put rate cuts because they wanted to pretend that the economy is doing well. And in reality, it isn't. We need to have rate cuts. And every time we have them, the crypto market goes higher, much more higher. Now, could Trump make Ethereum the crypto comeback story of 2025? So essentially, there was a little small mini report that came out today for Ethereum ETFs. And it's because Ethereum ETFs are not doing too well compared to Bitcoin ETFs. But it is changing slowly now. And they're saying it's because of Donald Trump that Ethereum ETFs are going to be doing better, and they're starting to show signs. Ethereum and its ETFs have surged 49% since November 5th, beating Bitcoin's 38% rise in the same period. Investors who ditched Ethereum throughout 2024 are starting to reconsider and drawn back by the potential for regulation that could finally make Ethereum shine. Ethereum's 2024 wasn't pretty. Bitcoin stole the show with a simple narrative of skyrocketing ETFs, jumping 126% for the year. Solana, a rising star in crypto, pulled years and capital while Ethereum's supply continued to climb, raising questions about its essentially promises. Even with the respectable 59% gain for the year, Ethereum lagged far behind the broader crypto market space by 94%. Regulations is the name of the game, and Ethereum has more to gain than Bitcoin and the regulations. You see, Ethereum is a network of decentralized finance and tokenizations and smart contracts. All of this complexity demands clear rules and regulations, which was absent during the Biden years. I'll be honest, even though the regulations were absent for crypto space during the Biden years because of Gary Gensler, at least Gary Gensler gave Ethereum a semi-green light for ETFs. And by semi, I mean because they didn't approve the ETF stakings. Mark Corners from OnRamp says Ethereum suffered from middle, essentially child syndrome in 2024. Investors either went for Bitcoin proven value or Solana's newer tech. Mark Corners also believes that Trump's presidency will drive Ethereum into a new era of price discovery. Zach Pandel from essentially Grayscale. A lot of CEOs have given their perspectives on this matter of Ethereum ETFs right now. And this is a massive interview that was essentially done. Zach Pendle from Grayscale Investments essentially agrees that saying Ethereum's resilience on traditional finance makes regulatory clarity essential. Trump's policies could position Ethereum as a backbone. The stablecoin market shows how much Ethereum could benefit. Tether USDT, the largest stablecoin, operates primarily on Ethereum. Since the election, the stablecoin market cap has surged 9.5% to over $100 billion. USDT up 10%, and USDC coin rising 6% behind it. Experts like Matt Hugan, essentially from Bitwise Assets Management, expects stablecoin legislations from Congress to push the market cap to $1 trillion within essentially 2 years. Wall Street companies are already positioning themselves, and that many are actually building on Ethereum. Ethereum's biggest challenge is competition from within itself. Layer 2 networks like ARB and Optimism have exploded in popularity, handling transactions that used to happen directly on Ethereum. Layer 2 transactions are up 430% since March, while Ethereum's fee revenues have plunged 87%. The reason why a lot of people moved away from Ethereum is because it was too expensive. It was genuinely too expensive. I'll give you an example. MasterCard decided to use Ethereum on one of their programs. About 6 months in, MasterCard said, we've dropped Ethereum and decided to go for Solana because the fees are cheaper. MasterCard wanted to enter the blockchain space, and they chose Ethereum because in their eyes at that time, Ethereum was the best choice for payments. After 6 months, MasterCard realized that Ethereum is the worst choice for payments because the fees didn't add up. They said the users that were using these cards as test trials were paying too much in fees for transferring assets or even essentially using them in the real world. Yeah, Ethereum is the worst rating possibly for essentially payments. Bitcoin alongside that. Bitcoin is a great reserve asset. Ethereum is good because its capabilities of smart contracts and other matters, but as a payment, it's the worst. These networks make Ethereum more scalable, but take a cut of its economic activity. Max, for example, Max of Special Mechanics Group calls this strategy risky, especially since Ethereum's recent essentially decon upgrade turned its supply inflationary. The earlier merge upgrade in 2022 was supposed to reduce supply and attract investors, but those gains are now in question. Ethereum's roadmap is poorly essentially communicated, leaving investors in the dark. Despite these issues, Ethereum remains the leader in DeFi. It hosts over $72 billion in tokens and locked into decentralized essentially apps, and $100 billion of the $190 billion of stablecoin market cap. Now, but cheaper and faster competitors like Solana are closing the gap. Do you know what's also closing the gap? A cheaper and faster essentially competitor to Ethereum? XRP. XRP does seem like it's closing the gap. XRP was ranking a little bit low. Now it's ranking 5th. It's overtaking BNB next. It's just going to be climbing that ladder. Solana's token has surged 300% in the past year. While Ethereum struggles to match Bitcoin's recent highs, Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin remains optimistic, emphasizing that the Layer 2 developers are committed to Ethereum's ecosystem and that he warns that Ethereum might be entering the danger zone and must scale quickly to maintain its dominance. While Bitcoin dominates the ETF market space, Ethereum is making slow progress. Its ETF saw a modest $242 million in inflows throughout essentially 2024, so far compared to the $31 billion that have entered Bitcoin. A Harris poll for Grayscale revealed that nearly all respondents knew about Bitcoin, but only half were aware of Ethereum. Matt Hugin predicts that this gap will close in 2025. He expects a wave of institutional investors driven by Ethereum's long-term growth potential, and that JP Morgan's Ethereum-based blockchain Onyx shows how institutions are already using Ethereum for real-world cross-border payments. As for more firms adapt Ethereum for tokenization and DeFi, its role in the financial system could expand dramatically. I just want to clarify one thing because there's a slight misinformation inside the crypto space. JP Morgan is not really directly using Ethereum, they're using OP network. OP is the same network that essentially Base is developed on for Coinbase for Ethereum. So regarding JP Morgan is using Ethereum, I've said this a long time ago because I revealed on this live, JP Morgan is not using the Ethereum chain, they're using OP on the Ethereum chain. Now, and to be fairly honest, there are multiple issues wrong with Ethereum, and that Ethereum apparently is losing its dominance. And that something else is going to be overtaking Ethereum's position. I wonder what that crypto project is that's going to be overtaking Ethereum. Not overnight, but over time. I wonder which crypto project it is. Is it Solana? No. Is it TON? It's possible. But is it Ethereum? Sorry, but is it XRP? Hell yes. Now, moving on essentially from Ethereum's slow movements to an analyst report on why Bitcoin will not be losing its essentially on why Bitcoin that there are no analyst says that there is no Bitcoin in the market to meet demands and shares price targets. The recent essentially rise in Bitcoin may have entered a temporary pause. Frank Spencer says, the CEO of predictive trading platform Metafield continues to speak assertively about Bitcoin's long-term prospects. He outlined his predictions that Bitcoin could reach $250,000 by the end of 2025 and $500,000 by the end of 2027. Now, this man has the exact same predictions of quite a lot of essentially CEOs around the world. I mean, Standard Chartered Bank has had a similar prediction to this. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, has similar predictions to this as well. Franklin Templeton analysts have some same predictions. JP Morgan analyst Nicholas, he's had the same predictions as well. According to him, Bitcoin's scarcity is becoming a major factor in determining its price potential. Right now, there is not enough Bitcoin to meet demand, and he said that adding that the record inflows into Bitcoin ETFs and increasing institutional interest are important factors. He also pointed to the US government's plans to set up Bitcoin as strict reserve as a potential catalyst for even more demand. If the US is doing this and other countries are going to have to adapt and make moves, He said, though he acknowledged that the impact of such an announcement has yet to be fully realized inside the market space, unlike previous Bitcoin rallies, which were largely driven by retail investors. He noted that the current surge is being led by institutions. It is true. The next wave or current wave slowly entering the crypto space are institutional investors. And however, that he noted that there has been recent increases in retail activity, suggesting that retail investors are starting to re-enter the market space. But a lot of the previous rallies were driven by retail investors, but this one was driven by institutions. Now they're going to see retail trading coming into as well, he said, but it's majority institutional investors. Traditional volume analysis does not fully essentially account for the current market environments, and explain that because institutional buyers are disrupting historical patterns and volumes, their cycles are not matching previous volumes because large institutions, buyers, and rapidly essentially removing Bitcoin from trading pools, he said. This dynamic combined with the speed at which transactions are occurring has created a scenario where Bitcoin's price flow remains resilient. When Bitcoin price falls, funds quickly buy at a discount, knowing that the asset will recover and rise. What he's talking about is the reason why we'll never see Bitcoin going to $20,000. The reason why you will never see in your lifetime, unless a drastic geopolitical tension situation happens, but the reason why they're saying that in your lifetime, you're not going to be seeing Bitcoin at $20,000 ever again, is because of institutions. Because as I've said previously, institutions buy a asset, it could be crypto or any sort of asset, for 5-year projections, minimum 10-year or 15-year or 25-year projections. So if you have a multitude of investors buying a certain crypto asset, in this case Bitcoin, and holding it for minimum 5-year projections, you can tell what the price point is going to be. You can also tell why you'll never see $20,000 Bitcoins ever again. So that is what he's referring to, something that I said a very long time ago, but now is being referred to everyone by an analyst. Now, moving on essentially from why Bitcoin can never lower itself. And this is also a positive for the rest of the crypto space, because going into rules and regulations, essentially starting January 20th, moving forward January 20th, 2025 in the United States because of Trump taking his seat. The more we go into rules and regulations, the more institutions will be joining the crypto space, the more banks will be joining the crypto space, because now the market space is regulated, which means that institutional money that is like this is going to be entering other crypto assets like XRP, for example, or XLM or XDC or HBOR or so on. And when you have companies like this buying certain crypto assets, you know they're going to be holding for 5-year projections, which means you won't be seeing cheap XRP ever again. You will never be seeing cheap XRP. You'll never see cheap HBOR, cheap XLM, cheap essentially XDC, cheaper Cardanos, cheaper Algos, cheaper Chainlink, and cheaper AVAX, and the list just goes on of legitimate crypto assets. So when you have institutions buying crypto assets, the chances of you ever seeing that asset at a lower price, a much more drastic lower price, is slim to none. I mean, these are your indications. It's the only reason Bitcoin hasn't dropped to $20,000 is because institutions are buying for 5-year projections, minimum. So when the lights go green because of Trump, new SEC chairman, new FDIC chairman, rules and regulations, banks, institutions get involved from the United States, the biggest market space in the world, and then the rest of the market spaces around the world will follow their footsteps because it's the US. So that means more institutions in the United States and outside the United States will be joining the crypto space, and more banks everywhere around the world. And they're going to be buying for 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, 25-year, 35-year projections. So which means you're never going to be seeing crypto assets at drastic drops anymore, unless we go through some drastic geopolitical tensions. But also, if there are utilities being used during those geopolitical tensions, then it shouldn't still drop. Now, but those are your indications, essentially, of the reasons of why Bitcoin won't drop and the reasons why other assets won't drop once institutional money comes through them. Crypto privacy is what we're going to be talking about next. And this case it has some relevance, essentially, to another case that's going on. But before I tell you about this crypto case, that's actually come to an end, let's go inside the comment section first, and then we'll go straight into that news. By the way, as I said previously, this is a live, which means if you do have any questions, put it down inside the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. So let's see where we were at inside the comment section. We were at it. Good evening, XRP. How you doing, Davey? Good to see you as well. Hello, Miles and family. Troy, good to see you. How you doing? XRP is going crazy. Let's go. Is XRP halal to Sharia law? Does that mean investing in crypto and XRP in general is halal? Yes. On the Bahrain's bank, it's pretty much green lighters. You made a 1 billion% prediction. It's gonna be XRP overtaking BTC, and if I did, that's true. Somebody asked me a while ago on this live that is there a chance of XRP overtaking Bitcoin and Ethereum? So somebody said to me on this live a while ago, is there a chance that XRP can overtake Ethereum and Bitcoin? And I said, yes, 1 billion%. However, not overnight, but over time. So it is true, I did make that. And as you all know, I'm never wrong. No, maybe, no, never wrong. It's not because I'm cocky, it's because I'm very grateful for the wisdom God's given me. Is MEXC okay to use for UK customers? Yes and no. If you're a previous user, sure, but they are quite restricted in the UK now. Is KuCoin okay to use for UK customers? It should be. What R3 Corda and is linked to XRP and XDC? R3 Corda has a link to XDC, but it can't connect to the XRP ledger. Hi, Miles and family. Alex, good to see you. How you doing? How you been? Even Miles and CMF, Pierce, good to see you. How you doing? How you been? Hello, Miles. C3, good to see you. How you doing? How you been? Miles, there is no interest involved in XRP, right? There's no interest in terms of, no, there shouldn't be. That's why it's only green lighted in Bahrain. Hyper Sniper, good to see you. How you doing? Is Tangent, etc. still safe to hold our crypto on, Miles? And also, would you recommend buying some XLM now, or is it too late? It's not too late for XLM. It's still incredibly cheap for what it's going to become. It depends on how you're looking at it. If you're looking at crypto assets like XRP and XLM for short term, then forget about it. But if you're looking at it for long term, then they're still incredibly cheap for what they are. Is it good to change either? Is it good to either change my either XLM or XRP? No. Now? No. Hell no. I would never sell, especially now, but in general, I'm not selling my XRP, XLM, and XDC. I'm only going to, and H4, I'm only going to borrow against them using as collateral to skip on tax. But why the hell would I sell now? No, Butch, bad idea. Not financial advice instead of way. Bad idea. Let's say if we are in the future and I am borrowing against my assets, what happens to my loan if I get a big correction in the market and my crypto does not cover the loan? Then you would have to cover the loan. So you can use stable coins, so that will never happen. So if you use, so here's the thing I need to tell everyone about. One, if you use your crypto assets, let's say you go to HSBC Bank and you want to borrow against your crypto assets to skip on taxes, which is a very legitimate way of doing it. You can go to HSBC Bank and, for example, let's just say in this case, you want to use your XRP tokens. And if you essentially put your XRP tokens down as collateral and borrow against them, if XRP goes higher in price points, you can borrow again. That's a positive. You can borrow again, pay off the previous loan. Now, let's say if your XRP goes a little bit down and your collateral is no longer covering it, which is a very low chance, because if you want to borrow, for example, $100,000 from the bank, if you want to borrow $100,000 from the bank and use crypto assets as collateral, the bank is going to be asking you $200,000. So you would have to put down $200,000 as collateral to borrow $100,000. So it's a very slim chance that your loan won't be able to cover it, that, you know, there's a massive correction and you won't be able to cover it. But let's just say you won't be able to cover it because now there's a crazy, essentially, correction. And even though you put down another essentially you put down $100,000, you've borrowed $100,000, you've put down $200,000, and it still went over limit, you would have to cover it. But if the other way it goes, your crypto assets go higher, you can borrow again and pay off the previous loan. Now, to get away from that, essentially, but lose also the perk of, you know, borrowing again if it goes higher, you can borrow in stable coins. You can borrow against your crypto assets in stable coins, which means it will never fluctuate in price, which means that you will never go over your limit when you're borrowing against your assets and use them as collateral. So you can use stable coins if you wanted to. But there's a low chance, you know, that you won't be able to pay it off, because if you want to borrow 100,000, you have to put down 200,000. If you want to borrow 2 million from the bank and you want to use crypto assets as collateral, you better put 4 million down. So that will cover your collateral. And And the only reason they do that is because, and they'll pay you back every single penny, obviously, when you pay back the loan. Is it a good idea to change? Oh no. Let's say, and also in XRP there is, that's why I would say comment on that. And also in XRP there is a huge fluctuation, right? In Islam, are huge fluctuations not allowed regarding some scholars and opinions. I'll be honest, I'm not a very religious person, so I can't give you, religious perspectives. What I can give you is documentations. So, for example, the Bank of Bahrain has given a green light to XRP on the Sharia law. So if they've given it the green light under that law, then it's pretty much good to go. And the Bank of Bahrain's documentations, which I've also sent to you as well. And after the Bank of Bahrain gave it a green light, gave XRP a green light, other Middle Eastern banks also gave XRP a green light under that law as well, which makes XRP a halal project just like Bitcoin. But as I said, I'm not a religious person. I can't give you opinions on religious matters when it comes to crypto assets. But what I can give you is PDF documentations from centralized banks stating of what you're asking, of what they've essentially said. It both matches. You're saying, is XRP okay on that matters? Well, according to the Central Bank of Bahrain, it's okay due to religious purposes. So what I can give you is, essentially PDF documentations for central banks confirming what you're asking, but I can't give you religious perspectives because I'm not, essentially a religious person. So I don't want to say something that may go against any sort of religions. Take a guess on the time. As I said previously, I only believe in God, but I respect everybody's religion. Take a guess on the time frame for XRP to overtake either. Take a guess on the time frame for XRP take overtime. I'm just going to say overtime. Hello, Miles and CMF. Tanner, good to see you. How you doing, brother? How you been? XRP does only bank payments. In the project itself, there is no interest rate. Yes, that's true. That's correct. Is Tangem still safe to use? Yes, in my opinion, it's still very high grade. Hi, Miles and CMF family, XRP, let's go Peg. How you been? Which wallet can I send my XDC to? Which wallet you can send your XDC to? Tangem. You can send the Tangem wallet. Greetings, Miles and CMF. Ray, good to see you. How you doing? How you been? Sorry, change my Ethereum to XRP. You want to change your Ethereum to XRP? You could do. It is the better choice because you get more on quantity. If XLM is XRP's competition, if XRP gets all of these partnerships, would that have the effect of price of XLM? No. So XLM is going to be connected. Look, the XRP ledger is going to become like Google. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's what David Schwartz said. David Schwartz, a long time ago, the CTO of Ripple Labs, said that the XRP ledger is some sort of like Google, where everything will connect to the XRP ledger. So XLM is going to be connected to the XRP ledger. So they're not going to be taking competition away from each other, Pierce, in any sort of a way. They're going to be working alongside each other. XRP and XLM will work alongside each other, and so will essentially XDC and so. And there's a lot of essentially projects that are going to be working alongside each other. So they're not, they're not going to be stealing clients away from them. But everything will connect to the XRP ledger eventually. Which ledger wallet would you recommend? Tangem by a mile. And it's not because Tangem sponsors me, but because Tangem by a mile. Look, it's the easiest wallet to use. It's extremely secure, and it's never been compromised. A great wallet. Definitely is. Ledger has been compromised once from within, where an employee of Ledger uploaded the wrong file, and a few people got compromised within Ledger themselves, which that employee got fired by. Trezor has been compromised through their emails before. Tangem is the only wallet that has never been compromised through emails or through within itself. And it's the easiest to use out of all of them. That's the highest grade and never been compromised. Now, crypto privacy. This case is an interesting one because there was a crypto project by the name of essentially Torn. Now, it's Tornado Cash, in other words. Tornado Cash is famously used by money launderers or hackers. And the founders of Tornado Cash were arrested and sent to prison. Now, why is this case important? Because it's relatable to another case inside the crypto space. So let me tell you this first. The crypto privacy wins as Treasury overreach gets blocked. It is a victory for liberty, for privacy, and for innovation in the crypto world, says Paul, the chief legal officer at Coinbase. It not only freed Tornado Cash from the sanctions list, its ruling left open the table for a much larger inquiry into the open source, essentially protocols and privacy-focused crypto applications. Tornado Cash was sanctioned by the U.S. Treasury Office of Foreign Assets and Controls back in August 2022 for having allegedly money launderings over $7 billion, in digital currencies since its establishment in 2019, including $455 million from the North Korean group of hackers, the Lazarus Group. The introduction of sanctions prevents the transactions of U.S. persons with Tornado Cash on the basis that it is aiding the facilitating of illegal activities. However, the courts said that the Treasury had gone overboard and is imposing sanctions on the essentially smart contracts of Tornado Cash. According to the federal law, smart contracts are not property. These contracts of pieces of codes are running autonomously on the blockchain and cannot be owned by anyone or anything. Paul from Coinbase said privacy wins today. The Fifth Circuit held that U.S. Treasury sanctions against Tornado Cash smart contracts are invalid, and this is a big win for crypto and for all of us who care about freedom. The court's decision means that the U.S. persons can use Tornado Cash again, and that a protocol designed to add privacy to crypto transactions. In what some are calling a turning point for the landmark ruling, the United States Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals has nullified the sanctions imposed on Tornado Cash in the cryptocurrency mixer by the Treasury Department. This is a phenomenal win for the cryptocurrency privacy advocates and a reflection of how the government would go in the interventions of an open source technology. This has big implications for the broader crypto space. Paul said balanced regulations is key and innovation shouldn't be stifled with overboard measures. The Attorney General essentially said no one wants crypto to be used for criminal activities and to target open source tech because of a few bad actors. Misuse is unreasonable and essentially counterproductive. Look, all of this was going, and there's a little bit more to read on as well. But this is very relatable to another case, which is the Ripple case. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, how is Tornado Cash relatable to Ripple? Well, if a case like Tornado, essentially Cash, which is a case about money laundering, $9 billion have went in and out of Tornado Cash. The majority of that money was used by money launderers. One of those groups were Lazarus, one of the most famous hacking groups from North Korea. And they were using essentially Tornado Cash to move around money. This case is having a happy ending. This case is about to be dropped. The Tornado Cash founders are going to be released probably under Trump as well. So what I'm trying to say is, if a case as bad as this, filled with money launderings and Lazarus hacker group scenarios and $7 billion of washed money, if a case like this can get dismissed or essentially settled, then a case like XRP will get settled like this. The only reason, genuinely, the only reason they even looked at they looked at this case again is because of Trump. Because Trump said that he would free the founders of this project because that they were imprisoned, essentially against what the law is supposed to be. So if a case like this can have a happy ending and get essentially dismissed, a case about $7 billion of money laundering inside the crypto space, and the two founders that are responsible for this scenario are going to get freed under Donald Trump, then a case like Ripple will be dismissed like this, or settled. Coinbase took on essentially the blocking open source tech entirely because small percentage of users are bad actors is not what Congress intended. These sanctions went way beyond Treasury authorities, and the Fifth Circuit agreed. So what they realized was that the government, few departments inside the government, abused their powers against this crypto company. Sound familiar? SEC, Gary Gensler, abusing his power against Ripple. And that the Fifth Circuit's courts came to a conclusion that, yes, the Department of the US that was essentially that arrested these founders and so on was abusing their power. The fermentation case gives rise to a struggle which is all too evident because the regulators and the fast-evolving world of cryptocurrencies. Tornado Cash and similar open source protocols may assure privacy and decentralization, but they are also easy to misuse. They set the precedent to protect innovations and make sure government actions doesn't go too far ahead. Coinbase took a pivotal role in these sanctions, standing up for clear and fair crypto policy regulations. This is a part of essentially of the ongoing efforts to promote innovation while protecting users from regulatory overreach. Paul went on to say this decision not only protects the rights of crypto users, but also lays the groundwork for a more secure and open crypto ecosystem. Coinbase efforts in this case, again, is a part of the ongoing efforts to help shape a regulatory framework that balances security and innovation and privacy. The Fifth Circuit's essential decision to strike down the Treasury's sanctions on Tornado Cash is indeed a big win for the crypto industry, and that crypto privacy advocates, this sets the stage for privacy, innovation, and limits of government power. This is a milestone inside the crypto space, and the reason for regulatory clarity and open source fairness, it also shows that essentially what big players like Coinbase can do when they stand up for crypto users and the future of crypto. Honestly, if a case like this of how deeply entangled it was to money laundering, $7 billion is not a joke. $7 billion went in and out of essentially Tornado Cash. The majority of that money was used for money laundering. Tornado Cash was like a blender. You can send crypto assets into it, and just like a blender, it would mix it and send something else out, which was very difficult to track. Hence why the government went after it, and that they overreached their power, and essentially the case is now being tossed out slowly. Honestly, if a case like that can come to a happy conclusion, a dismissal or a settlement, then the Ripple case is a piece of cake. It will get settled or dismissed like this. And again, this is all because of Trump. Otherwise, they would have never looked into this case, and the founders of Tornado Cash will be rotten in a prison cell for the rest of eternity. As I've said previously, thank God Trump won, honestly. If that OnlyFans Kamala Harris would have won, we would have all been doomed for the next 4 years. Now, moving on essentially from Tornado Cash and the relevance it could have to other cases around it, because of how drastic this case is, it makes the other ones look very easy. To Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin has signed a major crypto law. But before we go through it, let's go to the comment section first. As I said previously, this is a live, which means if you do have any questions, put it down in the comment section. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have. So, which ledger wallet would you recommend? I already said that one. All great wallets, yes it is. What's the maximum number of wallets one can have, and what the repercussions of having too many is? The maximum number of someone can have when it comes to crypto wallets are limited. You can have many wallets as you want. Is it recommended to have unlimited wallets? No. At best, you shouldn't go over, 2 wallets is perfectly fine. If you want to stretch it to 5, you can as well. But 2 wallets is perfectly fine. It's the best amount you can go for. So don't go beyond 2 wallets. And the repercussions of having too many wallets, you can lose the passphrases, for example. Is also, when you do buy a cold wallet storage, you put in your house address and your bank details, which means the government later on will find out you own 25 different wallets. So it's not really recommended. How many crypto can Tangent Card hold? Unlimited. How much crypto can Tangent Card hold? Unlimited. Okay, when it comes to Ledger or Tangent or Trezor or any sort of cold storage wallet, you're not holding it on the card or the USB stick from Ledger. You're actually holding it on the blockchain. So if you lose your card, if you use your Ledger, you're not going to be losing your assets as long as you have your passphrases. You can buy another Tangent or another Ledger and type in your passphrases. And let's say if Tangent closes shop one day, let's say if Tangent decides to close up and they're not selling wallets anymore, and the company doesn't exist anymore, the question remains, can you have access to your Tangent wallet if Tangent closes up one day, if they just decide to close down their company? You can still have access to Tangent, even if the Tangent map doesn't essentially exist, as long as you have your passphrases. If you have your seed phrases, you can enter your seed phrases in a Ledger wallet, and your wallet will pop back up again. Because you don't actually hold them on the Ledger or on the Tangent cards. You're holding them on the blockchain. All you have access to is the seed phrases that can open that wallet up in any platform. But yeah, a lot of people should know about that one as well. And a lot of people don't know that, if one day Tangent decides to close up, essentially close down their company, or Ledger decides to close down their company, what's your move? You can take your seed phrases and enter it into a different company, it will still come back up. Miles, do most people use VPN or no? Regular people, no. Regular people don't use a lot of VPN, but people who want to, essentially do something they're not supposed to online, they would be using VPN. Or if you're, essentially abroad, some people decide to use VPN as well. But in most cases, no. Is it difficult to set up a Tangent wallet? It's incredibly easy to set up a Tangent wallet. It's the easiest thing you could do, pretty much, to set up a Tangent wallet, to be very honest. Ledger is Ledger is easy as well, but I would say Tangent is a lot more easier. Hi, Miles. As in, Tangent is better for first-time users. So if you're, new inside the crypto space, or if you just want, simple options inside the crypto space, Tangent all the way. It's got much more the UI is a lot more simpler, user interface. Hi, Miles and CMF. Connie, good to see you. How you been? When we're going to be having a pullback? Well, there's two things that can bring this market down. There's only two things. One, it's the geopolitical tensions, as I've said previously. If we have signs of a geopolitical tensions, then the market can come down because it still doesn't react the way it's supposed to. So geopolitical tensions can be one of them, or turbulence is the other, which we can have. If I can set up a Tangent wallet, and the geopolitical tensions is Ukraine and Russia is starting to spice up again. It's only because Trump comes into power and then our war have to stop. But there's an Israel-Iran situation going on, and then there's the Ukraine and Russia situation going on. If those two things escalate, then we'll have implications on the crypto space. In any market space, the stock market will go down as well. Not drastically, but it will go down. If I can, Miles, if I had to choose File or XDC, if you had to choose Filecoin or XDC, XDC. You don't have a problem with Tangent? No. If I can set up a Tangent wallet, anyone can, believe me. Let's go, Scott. I have 3 Tangents. Is that a lot? That's more than enough. You don't need any more. And hot wallets, but those aside. Yeah. So let's say someone has a Coinbase account but have transferred their crypto to Tangent. What happens if Coinbase freezes or closes down? How can you transfer their crypto back again from Tangent? So let's say if someone has a Coinbase account, okay, but have transferred their cryptos to Tangent. So you transferred your crypto assets from Coinbase to Tangent. What happens if Coinbase freezes or closes down? How can you transfer the crypto back again from Tangent? If you transfer your crypto assets from Coinbase to Tangent, and then Coinbase freezes and it closes down, why would you want to transfer your assets back from Tangent to Coinbase if Coinbase is closing and frozen down? Hi, Miles. I finally found you. Let's go, Rocky. How you doing? Joe, why would you want to send your assets back to Coinbase if it's frozen? How can you transfer the crypto back again from Tangent? What happens if Coinbase freeze or close down? Why would you want to send them back to Coinbase? Ukraine, Miles XRP just reached 186. Let's go. Ukraine willing to give up land to Russia to make peace was just released. I saw that as well. Leroy, good to see you as well. How you doing? Scott, let's go. $2 is right around the corner. Yes, it is. How can cash out from Tangent? I thought you had to send it to the exchange. You can send it to Uphold. Is that what you meant? Okay, now I understand what you meant. You can send it to Uphold. If you ever want to cash out quickly, send it to Uphold. Uphold will send your crypto assets. You can spend it as crypto as well, by the way. And also, one thing to mention, Tangent has partnered with MasterCard. Tangent has partnered with MasterCard. So very soon, you're going to be getting MasterCard bank accounts. So you don't have to... You can use your crypto assets as crypto assets in the real world through your MasterCard, through Tangent. Or if you don't want to, you can send it to Uphold and use those crypto assets. But what I'm trying to say is you don't need to change your crypto assets back to fiat to use them in the real world. You can use crypto bank cards. if you want to. Not sure if I... hi all, thanks Miles, listening from the UK. Let's go Bondas. How you doing? How you been? Please, Miles, repeat what you said about XPR. About XPR or XRP? What's your thoughts on selling assets on Tangent or swapping, opposed to transferring back to exchange to sell? Preferably, I wouldn't convert any sort of assets on Tangent because it turns it from a cold wallet to a hot wallet. But if you want to do it, it is an option that's there for you. It's an easy and quick, simple option. Preferably, I would always like to send my assets from Tangent that I want to convert to Trust Wallet. I will send them to a Trust Wallet. From Trust Wallet, I will send it to an exchange. From an exchange, I would convert it to an asset that I want to, send it back to Trust Wallet and to my Tangent. I will do a couple of transactions before it reaches my wallet. I don't want my Tangent wallet turning from a cold wallet to a hot wallet if I do transactions on it. If I, in other words, do converts on it or any sort of matters or connected to the apps, then my cold wallet is not cold anymore. It's more like it's more like moderate hot wallet / cold wallet, which is the last thing I want to do. I want to keep my cold wallet a cold wallet and keep my hot wallets a hot wallets. I don't want to connect my cold wallet ever to any sort of DeFi platforms or even do converts on it. I want to keep it off the grid. Is what I preferably like to do, but everybody can, essentially, if they want to, they can convert it on their Tangent wallets as well. But it's just not something I would do. So once you transfer your crypto assets to Tangent, you don't have to send it back to the same exchange to cash out. No, you can send it to anything you want. You can send it to any exchange you want, any exchange. Maybe he has only Coinbase. It's a good idea to have multiple exchanges. It's a great idea to have multiple exchanges. It's a great idea. Maybe XPR Proton, I believe. Is it good for Proton? If you want to, it might be a waste of money. I mean, go for XRP would be better, XLM, XDC, HPRO. Mainly, you want to focus on those assets due to the regulations coming in place. They're going to be the worst, essentially flourish in that moment in time. Just thinking of exchanges issues during peak of bull run. Okay, thanks. No problem, Shelly, anytime. Regarding swapping and so on. Okay, if exchanges, then you can do the swaps on Trust Wallet. Do it for the DeFi space in Trust Wallet. Or you know what? If you want to do it due to peak runs, makes sense. So if an exchange is having difficulties, essentially, like when we go through bull runs, for example, Coinbase is the first exchange to go downhill. Whenever you go through a bull run, if you've been in previous bull runs, whenever you go through bull runs, Coinbase, for some reason, has the weakest servers possibly. But Binance has the strongest servers, which means they never have downtime compared to the rest. Crypto.com freezes and glitches during bull season. Coinbase just straight away just shuts down for some reason. Their servers cannot handle the amount of traffic that's coming in. They should really look into that. Every bull run, Coinbase has struggled. Crypto.com glitches as well. They should really look into that one. But Binance Exchange is the only one that's never glitched, never frozen. They've pretty much been active all around, essentially, even during the bull runs. But if there are situations like that of a peak bull run and you want to convert some assets, and it would be easier to do in a Tangent if you want to do that. Fair enough. So if I send them from exchanges to Tangent, does Tangent become a hot wallet? No, Tangent is still a cold wallet. Would it be best to transfer to Trust then swap? Would it be best to transfer to Trust and then swap? You can do that as well. You can transfer to your Trust wallet and then do a swap on a DeFi space if you wanted to. What about Uphold? Uphold is a great platform. It gives you a bank card, and if you do want to send your crypto assets back into fiat, it will take 3 minutes to reach your bank account. Is Binance available in Canada? Binance, is it available in Canada? I think it is now. It should be now. It used to be, but then it was blocked, but it should be now again. Is what I would say, yeah. Now, Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin signs a major crypto law. The Russian President Vladimir Putin recently signed a major law regarding cryptocurrencies, marking an important step in regulations of digital assets in Russia. This new legislation officially recognizes crypto as property and allows their use of foreign commercial payments. You know what's interesting? Vladimir Putin signs this into law, cryptocurrencies as property. A Chinese court, the judge ruled that cryptos are property as well. China and essentially Russia don't want to be left behind from America becoming the capital of cryptocurrencies. As much as China wants to ban crypto and ban Bitcoin mining and so on, I'm telling you right now, they're going to reverse on all of those things. The moment Trump comes under power and makes America, the Bitcoin mining hub and the cryptocurrency hub of the entire world, and America will be the biggest market space doing this, I will guarantee you China will release news that they're going to be processing crypto assets. They're going to regulate crypto assets. They're going to move forward, with crypto assets, because there's no way in hell that China is going to be left behind. The biggest competitor to the US market space is the Chinese market space. So if the US is going to flourish inside the crypto space and do incredibly well for itself, become the hub of crypto, banks, institutions, ETFs, the Bitcoin minings, 5% supply control of Bitcoin, there's no way in hell that China is going to just, sit back and look at America's achievements and not get involved. So the US moving forward like that will get China moving forward as well, which is the only reason why Russia's moving forward as well, because they don't want to get left behind as well. But also for cross-border payments, they get around sanctions. China and Russia have to do these laws. This law, adapted by the State Dome, has approved the Federation Council in Russia, aims to create a clear regulatory framework for digital assets in Russia. By recognizing cryptos as a property, Russia paves the way for broader use of these assets in international and commercial transactions. This could potentially strengthen Russia's position in the global cryptocurrency market and attract more investments in this sector. Furthermore, the exemptions from VAT and minings for the sale of cryptocurrencies is particularly essentially significant in terms of measures. Crypto mining, which involves using powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems and validate transactions on the blockchain, is an energy intensive and costly effective. By removing VAT, Russia makes this activity more affordable for miners, which could encourage more individuals and businesses to get involved inside the cryptocurrency mining sector. This law could have significant implications for Russian businesses that use cryptocurrency in their international operations by allowing the use of cryptos in foreign commercial payments. Russia offers an alternative to traditional payment systems, which are often subject to sanctions and restrictions. This could facilitate international transactions for Russian companies and reduce their resilience on foreign currencies. In conclusion, the new law signed by Vladimir Putin represents a major advance for crypto regulations in Russia. By recognizing digital assets as property and exempting them from minings and sales of cryptocurrencies from VAT, Russia positions itself as a key player inside the field of cryptocurrencies and strengthens its position in the global market space for digital assets. So, it's honestly the only reason. And by the way, the next news we're going to go from tonight's live is regarding Bitcoin reaching $100,000, because they have reached actually on futures market space. But putting that to one side for now, regarding Russia essentially becoming very pro-crypto, essentially making crypto assets as properties, is pretty much the exact same thing the Chinese judge said about a few days back, where they ruled in favor of crypto becoming used as properties. China wants to compete with the US 100%. They always want to compete with the US. China was the biggest person behind the whole idea of BRICS, pushing, collective basket of cryptocurrencies and so on. It's because they don't like the idea of America being number one. China wants to become number one. It's incredibly obvious. Obviously, Russia wants to become number one as well, but they're not as showboaty about it as China is, for example. But what I'm trying to say is America becoming pro-crypto, capital of cryptocurrencies, China's not going to get left behind. They're also going to become pro-crypto. The rest of the world is going to become pro-crypto. It's incredibly positive for anybody inside the crypto space. If you are somebody right now inside the crypto space and you're holding the correct assets, your future looks incredible. Your future looks absolutely incredible. If you are somebody right now inside the crypto sector and you're holding legitimate crypto assets, your future looks incredible. There's no doubt about it. And if you play your cards right, no matter how much crypto you hold, you can hold a small wallet, a medium wallet, or a large wallet. If you hold long enough, longer than anybody else around you, and you go into utility, and we go into utility with banks and institutions, which is going to be it's going to be happening in 2025. 4 years of making money because of Donald Trump. We're just going to make 4 years of just making an incredible amount of money. But honestly, you are incredibly blessed. If you are inside the crypto sector right now, you are incredibly blessed. If you're inside the XRP space, you're incredibly blessed. Your futures, every single one of your futures looks incredibly bright right now. Now, Bitcoin. Moving off XRP, we're going to come back to XRP as well again, but now we're going to Bitcoin. Bitcoin CME futures hits $100,000. So far, Bitcoin reaching $100,000 is what's going on right now. But in futures, Bitcoin has already hit $100,000, but spot price hasn't caught up. Bitcoin touched $100,000 on CME futures platform, while the token spot price remained slightly lower during Thanksgiving. TradingView data tracking Bitcoin BTC CME futures show that the largest cryptocurrency crossed $100,085 on the derivatives marketplace during late morning hours of November 29th. Meanwhile, BTC spot price lingered at $98,285 after reaching $99,645 all-time highs of November 22nd. The subsequent pullback to the $91,000 essentially after hitting alternate promoted experts to comment on BTC's essentially cooldown. CME futures of data purchases suggest that Bitcoin could reach the peaks sooner than expected. CoinGlass analysis echoed this sentiment, noting that BTC futures open interest surged to $61 billion at the time of writing. And now, whatever the case in terms of these institutions and national essential authorities rush to acquire Bitcoin for the corporate measures and governmental reserves, MicroStrategy led the private firm and held around $35 billion in Bitcoin, and firms like SOS Limited and Metaplanet have followed their suit, allocating millions of dollars towards buying Bitcoin. While the US was the largest sovereign BTC holder, the country under President Donald Trump could increase its crypto war chest. Trump's transition team assessed personnel for crypto councils that could realize the BTC stockpilings and promises. Senator Cynthia Luminous, obviously from Wyoming, also submitted a bill to buy 1 million Bitcoins over 5 years as Bitcoin increasingly emerged as a geopolitical discussions. More countries like Brazil and jurisdictions such as Vancouver in Canada sought to trot the path of paved by El Salvador, which owns around $500 million in Bitcoin in the first by 2020. Switzerland also passed legislations to study how Bitcoin could improve its power grids. All of that is all factual. Very, very true. But Bitcoin did reach $100,000 in futures. Not in spot, but in futures, it did reach $100,000. $185,000 it reached. Some people don't know that. But moving off the Bitcoin reaching $100,000 on futures and derivatives market space to Standard Chartered. Standard Chartered analysts predict that stablecoins will represent 10% of the US economy in the future. But before we go through that, let's go start the comment section first. As I said previously, this is a live, which means if you do have any questions, put it down in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to answer the questions you may have. Is Binance available? Oh, okay, I read that one already. Let's see where I was. I was here. How can you check if your Tangent is still a cold wallet, Miles? It's always a cold wallet. But if you don't connect to the DeFi spaces, it's better. When is Tangent MasterCard thing likely to be here? I don't want to pay loads of tax by selling. Even if you do have a Tangent MasterCard, you're still going to be liable for taxes. The only way to not pay taxes, Ronnie, is to use your crypto assets as collateral and borrow against them, and then you don't get taxed on debt. Other than that, you get taxed on debt. Other than that, you get taxed on your crypto assets, even if you spend it through a Tangent MasterCard. So the only way is to borrow against them, use them as collateral. I heard someone talk about Vest Wallet, and they are using it for USDC. Please elaborate. Vest Wallet? I've never used it. But personally, I've never used it, so I can't elaborate on the matter. But I can take a look into it for you, Lena. No problem. Lena, I'll take a look for you after live. Yes. XRP. Let's go, Rachel. Well, if you haven't connected to any of them, then it's closed as a cold wallet because there are no other ways of getting into it, if that makes sense. What Shelly has said is facts, absolute facts. XRP, yes. Let's go, Shakira. Standard Chartered Bank. Standard Chartered Bank has came out with a report that stablecoins are going to be essentially 10% of representing 10% of the US economy. That is massive, and I'll tell you why towards the end. Standard Chartered Bank analysts predict that stablecoins will represent 10% of the US economy in the future. Analysts at analysts from Standard Chartered Bank and Zodiac Markets predict that stablecoin adoption will see a significant growth, potentially representing 10% of the US M2 transactions in the future. Currently, stablecoins are only equivalent to 1% of the US M2 transactions and 1% of the Forex transactions. But as the sector becomes more legitimized, a move towards a 10% on each measure is possible. The global head of digital assets and research at Standard Chartered Bank, Nick, the co-founder of Zodiac Markets as well, wrote in a report that M2 money supply is the key measure of the total money supply in the economy, which includes all the money in circulation as well as other assets that can be easily converted into cash. Adding to the analysis, the primary driver of this growth will be the regulation of stablecoins inside the US. During the Biden administration, there were essentially 3 major bills were introduced to create regulatory frameworks for banks to issue stablecoins, but little progress has been made. However, Kendrick essentially and the other member essentially from this bank believe that the new Trump administration has the potential to make more significant progress on stablecoin regulations, which could accelerate the developments of the sector. The Standard Chartered Bank report noted that stablecoins are increasingly being used beyond just trade collateral, which increasing applications across border payments and payrolls and essentially trade reconciliations and remittances. Citing a survey conducted by YouGov, the report noted that stablecoins are gaining traction in emerging markets, particularly in Brazil, Turkey, Nigeria, India, and Indonesia. If, for example, stablecoins is going to be a 10% representation of the money of the M2 essentially of the United States, that's incredible. And it is going to, in my opinion, as well. But it's going to be a lot more higher than 10%. But that's an indication of how much money, of how much shift is going to be happening towards the crypto sector if 10% essentially is going to be in stable coins. That is a massive shift. And this is a prediction not from a random analyst on essentially social media, but it is a prediction from Standard Chartered Bank and Zodiac Markets. Zodiac Markets is a crypto department inside Standard Chartered Bank. If you didn't know that, now you know. Now, moving off to another perspective matter from another CEO. CryptoQuant CEO has made some predictions on Bitcoin, on why Bitcoin will never essentially decline in price anytime soon, which that theory can be applied to other crypto assets, but as long as one thing happens. Hope you're doing well, Miles. Zach, good to see you. How you doing? How you been? So why... I thought let me just answer the questions that are conversation, but that is what we're going to talk about next. So why from tangent to trust to an exchange? Why not tangent to an exchange? Because if you keep on doing tangent to exchange, the exchange will know that's your wallet, and when the time comes, it could be 2 years time, the exchange will snitch and say that's your wallet. MXC is not allowing US customers just try to upload ID. Fair enough. It's only if you had an account previously. How can I buy XDC? Uphold. Uphold sells it as well, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance unlikely to essentially decline anytime soon, says the CryptoQuant CEO. The market capitalization of Bitcoin has returned to $1.8 trillion, which can be considered among the highs of the year. This growth can be largely attributed to the market dominance of Bitcoin, essentially strengthened due to its influx of institutional investors. Institutional investors being the key word here, an increase in the usage of cryptocurrencies and favorable macro factors. The 1-year chart shows that the price was steadily rising and has had periods of consolidation followed by essentially strong movements. The fact that Bitcoin has been able to hold the market cap near a prior peak support affirms its market dominance. As it stands now, it is valued at $1.8 trillion, and there is still a huge demand from both small investors and large companies for especially the Bitcoin ETFs. Although there is a slight decline and has occurred in the last 2 weeks, the general sentiment towards the BTC market remains bullish. The first quarter of 2024 essentially proved to remain generally stable inside the Bitcoin market space, with a cap of approximately $1 trillion. It was followed by early phase, essentially paving the way for even more upturns witnessed essentially April, where BTC market capitalizations surged to over to over $1.5 trillion was primarily driven by new Bitcoin ETF listings and rising in institutional demand that led to a higher lead essentially for BTC. In the middle of the year, it followed the consolidation pattern with fluctuations observed in July, August, September. This provides the market with time to rectify in the previous essentially gains before continuing for a bullish run. In October, the market capitalization exceeded $1.8 trillion, and investors as well as analysts have turned optimistic as the year comes to an end. One of the main reasons for Bitcoin's continuous market growth is the growing interest of institutional investors. Some organizations, including MicroStrategy, Marathon Digital, and others, are increasingly purchasing Bitcoin at large quantities. Marathon Digital Holdings purchased an additional 703 Bitcoins, adding to their early acquisition of 5,771 Bitcoins. Other firms, including MicroStrategy, Scientific, and Rumble, among others, are persistently also purchasing Bitcoin. Ki Yong-jung, the CEO of CryptoQuant, said that he does not foresee any drop in Bitcoin's dominance inside the cryptocurrency market space anytime soon. He says that Bitcoin's market cap has surged by 37% recently. Moreover, large cap altcoins were up by only 16%, while the mid and small cap tokens were up by 10%. This suggests that Bitcoin is still dominating the overall crypto market space and remains the most popular product among investors, ranging from both retail and institutional investors. However, recently the rally on Bitcoin has slowed down. Experts stated that it is due to the people taking their profits. Many short-term investors who entered the market space earlier year, particularly those who brought essentially above $56,000, have opted to lock into their gains. Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novoscott described this as a normal profit-taking method, and they emphasized that the long-term holders must remain committed to their positions, providing stability of the market space, and that these phases of essentially profit-takings have therefore been accompanied by minor pullbacks. Nevertheless, the overall sentiment remains positive, and since the holders essentially will keep holding their Bitcoins in long term, this market should continue on the rising pattern rather than drop in value. This is a perspective from the CEO of CryptoQuant on the matters of Bitcoin never dropping in price. The reason why Bitcoin, they said, will never drop in price is because institutions are buying it. Institutions buy crypto assets for 5-year projections, 10, 15, 25-year projections. I've been saying this for years, that the moment institutions stop buying essentially crypto assets, they're going to be buying them for 5-year, 10-year, 15-year, 25 anytime soon, which means the reasons of why Bitcoin's price isn't going to be coming down anytime soon is because of institutional money, not retail money. Retail money is flaky. Institutional money stays within that project for years to come for their projections, annual projections. And this theory can be applied essentially to other crypto assets. The moment we get regulations and XRP's cases dismissed or settled, XRP will be the second crypto asset in the essentially American market space, one of the biggest, the biggest market space in the world. XRP will have the same clarity as Bitcoin essentially, which means that institutional money will be entering into XRP as well. And since you can tell that institutions don't sell when they buy into an asset, if we get a multitude of institutions buying a certain crypto asset, let's say in this instance XRP, then the price is never going to be coming down. It will fluctuate as in have turbulence, but it's not going to be coming down on a ridiculous situation. In the same way that Bitcoin is not going to be seeing $20,000 unless there's drastic geopolitical tensions. Other than that, they shouldn't be seeing $20,000 due to institutions. Same thing can be applied to any of the crypto assets. There are so far 3 XRP ETFs that have been applied to the SEC. Gary Gensler has not even bothered looking at any of them because he's useless at his job, but he is resigning last minute. But once he resigns, new SEC chairman, the XRP ETFs, there'll be a lot more XRP ETFs applying. But so far, there are 3 XRP ETFs, and that's going to bring a lot of institutional money inside the play as well. Now, which means that money is never going to be leaving XRP. 5-year projections minimum. Same thing with Bitcoin. Miles, didn't you say that there would? Here we go. Miles, didn't you say that we would have to wait for rules and regulations to come in before borrowing in our crypto assets? Yes, I did. It's better to have, and this is why I say it's way too soon to be borrowing against your crypto assets right now. This is why every time somebody would ask me a question about borrowing against the crypto assets and use them as collateral, I always say, when the time is right, when the time is there, I will, the same essentially bank advisors that I'm going to be using from HSBC Bank or throughout my, essentially throughout my own startup company, CoinLeaf, because I'm going to be working with banks anyways. When the time is, when the time comes around, I will let everybody know who I'm going to be using for me to borrow against them, such from HSBC Bank and so on. The bank advisor from HSBC, the same way he's going to be helping me out from HSBC Bank, he could be helping you guys out as well, the CMF members. And by the way, if anybody wants to become a CMF member, it's completely free to do. It's free for life. I don't charge any money. I don't charge a single penny. This live is free. The Telegram group is free, which you can join this as a CMF member. Or you just, follow me on X, on social media and so on, become a CMF member. It's just following the CMF progress, essentially. You become a CMF member. And join the X communities page as well. Join Telegram X communities page. Just follow and subscribe if you already haven't. But I did say that. When I said when the time is right, I will, essentially tell you about the same process I'm going to be using from the bank or throughout my own company. But the time isn't right yet. We're nowhere near the borrowing stage right now. We're in the period right now of making the money, and then it's the borrowing stage. And the numbers you're seeing right now, for Bitcoin or XRP and so on, and they're incredibly, doing well. XRP is doing incredible. Bitcoin is doing very good for itself as well. Solana isn't moving much. XLM is doing very well for itself. Cardano is doing very well for itself. Algo is doing very well for itself. HPO is doing very well for itself. There's a lot of crypto projects doing very well for itself. XLM is doing very well. But yeah, right now it's about making that money rather than borrowing against your crypto assets. It's way too soon to be borrowing against. And the prices you're seeing right now, they're incredible prices, but they're nothing compared to the prices we're going to be seeing in 2025 and 2026 and so on and so on, due to the regulations being in place. And this is why I say it's very important to choose crypto projects that are going to do better under regulations, because if a crypto project does better under regulations, that means more banks and institutional money will be entering that crypto project. If it's not bank-related crypto project, then it must be some sort of an institutional-related project. That's where all the money is. So yeah, these prices you're seeing now are incredibly good, but they're going to become 1,000 times better moving forward. Not overnight, but over time. It's all because of Donald Trump. As I said previously, thank God Donald Trump won. I can never stop saying that. Now, here is something regarding XRP and Bitwise. So moving off regarding why institutions and so on is a good thing for crypto assets, to XRP. Now, XRP is doing incredibly well for itself, which obviously I know why, because I've been saying it for a very long time. But XRP recently, regarding Bitwise recently rebranded their XRP ETF in the European market space, and they've also applied for a ETF XRP inside the United States as well. And that Ripple is actually behind Bitwise exchange. But Bitwise decided to take it a step further. Nobody said, essentially said this, that you should be doing this. They just decided by themselves to take it a step further. And they decided to do this, basically. In the latest blog post from Bitwise itself, Bitwise has essentially outlined the mainstream adoption of crypto assets. As Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs achieve significant milestones, they said, let's delve deeper, essentially, and find out why Bitwise believes that XRP stands out at a unique position. Now it holds significant upside potential. Bitwise decided to do a report on essentially why XRP is the golden goose. 2024 has been a remarkable year with crypto assets entering the mainstream essentially era. With Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs have successfully witnessed their launch, Solana and XRP ETFs might be just in line. Bitwise underscored 5 key observations about XRP in their recent blog post. Noting its track record, it pointed out that XRP has stood out the test of time and remains among the top 5 of crypto assets by market cap in the world. Also, it was one of the few crypto assets that outperformed Bitcoin in 2 consecutive bull market cycles, which has only been achieved by Dogecoin and to some extent by Ethereum so far. Significant investor interest is another reason why they said XRP is the chosen golden goose. Suddenly, Bitwise notes that it has identified a significant retail interest for XRP based on its relative Google search interest. It backed its observations by a citing of a recent survey by EY among retail investors, which reveals that XRP ranks among the top 4 crypto assets by retail investors' allocations. It noted that US crypto ETFs are generally still dominated by retail and essential institutions, which potentially implies that significant investors' interest for field of spot XRPs in the US. XRP to benefit the most, they said. Bitwise has emphasized that XRP is probably the token that should benefit the most from the recent change inside the US administration and the decline in regulatory uncertainty, particularly because Gary Gensler has announced a step down as the SEC chairman on the 20th of January 2025. Remarkably, XRP has already rallied 188% since the US elections on November 5th. XRP's real use case. Further, Bitwise has also pointed out XRP's wide area of real use cases, which mostly centers around cross-border remittances and payments essentially in general. It noted that Ripple's partnerships like SBI Remity and Money Match drive innovation and support cross-border remittances in the global suppliers. It underscored XRP's availability to cater essentially increasing demand for instant payments with a payment essentially finality of 4 seconds on average and a maximum theoretical scalability of 1,500 transactions per second. It underscored that small percentage of global cross-border payments market could significantly impact transaction counts and a network of activities for XRP. XRP not overvalued. Finally, it highlighted that despite the significant performance of XRP following the US elections results, Bitwise basically said XRP is still reasonably valued and has significant upside potential. Despite the significant performance of XRP following the US election results, XRP is still not overvalued based on the market value to realized value MVRV valuation metric. XRP, the next big thing. After considering all of these aspects, Bitwise claims that XRP is going to be among the next wave of spot ETF approvals inside the United States, with significant upside potential. Besides its recent developments, XRP's essentially Ripple's and XRP Streak investments in Bitwise XRP exchange-traded products (ETPs) has sparked curiosity across the crypto industry. Ripple's financial backings of Bitwise's GXXRP ETP represents a calculated step towards institutionalizing XRP. As I've said previously, if you're somebody in XRP, you should be you are incredibly blessed. If you are somebody that's holding XRP, you are incredibly blessed. Your future looks incredible. Your future looks absolutely incredible. If you're holding assets like XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, your future looks incredible, without a doubt. These are crypto projects that will do the best on the regulations. The best. Nothing will compare to them in any sort of a way. Now, on that topic of XRP essentially slowly is going to become that institutional token, a perspective from Bitwise, they laid out 5 points of why they see XRP as the golden goose inside the crypto space, and that why XRP will do the best in 2025. And I just want to point out one thing as well that I posted. I have been posting quite a lot of funny posts as well regarding XRP haters. They've all went very silent recently. But here's one thing that I've posted a while ago. I said, just want to point this out because Bitwise is talking about how XRP is poised to be the running token, that XRP is going to be the one that does the best on the rules and regulations inside the United States. A perspective from Bitwise, that XRP is going to be the best token inside the United States market space on the regulations. I said, this is what Bitwise said today. This is what I said on the 7th of October, 2024. I said, this is why I say I'm never wrong. Many think, and this was before Gary Gensler getting fired, many think XRP will miss this bull run. The upcoming surge will be a utility-focused market space. At that time, around the 7th of October, I saw a lot of people posting about how XRP is going to go nowhere and XRP is going to not move and XRP is a stable coin and that XRP is going to get left behind. Around October 7th, 2024, the tweets inside of X Spaces were all about XRP is going to get left behind. XRP is going to get left behind from the bull run again. If you're holding XRP, sell. If you're holding XRP, you're a moron. If you're holding XRP, this and that. Which prompted me to posting this. And I'm never wrong. And again, it's not because I'm cocky in any sort of way. It's because I'm very grateful for the wisdom God's given me. Very, very grateful. Incredibly grateful. And I posted this on October 7th. I said, many think that XRP will miss this bull run. The upcoming surge will be a utility-focused market. XRP's utility far outshines its competitors, with banks and financial institutions backing it. XRP isn't just a part of this run, it's poised to lead it. Not even Gary can stop what's coming. Not even Gary Gensler can stop what's coming. When I posted this, we still didn't know if Trump was going to become the next president of the United States. We still don't know if Gary Gensler was going to quit on January 20th. And I said, what's coming, not even Gary can stop it. Not even Gary Gensler can stop it. What's coming also is that XRP is going to be the best performance token you will ever see. And what's also coming is that XRP is not only going to be the best performance token, but it's going to be the one that leads this bull run. Just wanted to point that out. I'm never wrong. At that time, Trump wasn't elected president yet. There was no voting. And Gary was still having a position at the SEC. And that everybody was telling everybody inside of X to sell your XRP because XRP will get left behind from the bull run. And I posted that. And I said, it's not going to get left behind. It's going to lead the bull run. Because we're going into an institutional space. We're going to regulations and so on. I said, not even Gary Gensler can stop what's coming. And now, fast forward to today, Gary Gensler is resigning on January 20th. Donald Trump is chosen as the next president of the United States. We're going into deep rules and regulations. The XRP case is going to get dismissed or settled. And that even we have Bitwise today coming out with a report saying that the reasons why they've chosen XRP is because XRP will do the best on the rules and regulations. Something I said back in October 7th. And Bitwise is also a partner of Ripple. And on the topic of Ripple and XRP and essentially the XRP ledger, Ripple's stablecoin, RLUSD, approved for December launch in New York. Ripple is essentially dollar backed by stablecoin RLUSD is officially on track for its December 4th debut in New York. The New York Department of Financial Services, the NYDFS, is reportedly ready to approve the new products, clearing Ripple to enter the highly regulated New York finance market space. And Ripple's core business built around RippleNet. Even essentially enable faster and cheaper international payments through blockchain technology. Now with RLUSD, Ripple says it wants to expand its reach, offering businesses a less risky way to use blockchain for financial transactions. Ripple has been at the center of the most closely watched regulatory battles in crypto history. Since 2020, the company has faced a lawsuit from the SEC over allegations that XRP's native cryptocurrency is an unregistered security. The lawsuit sent XRP into a tailspin, with its price plummeting by 50% and wiping $16 trillion from its market cap, $16 billion from its market cap. For years, XRP has struggled to reach its value, staying under $1. Ripple's fight with the SEC has been a major obstacle, dragging on for 4 years. But things changed after Donald Trump's re-elections earlier this month. Trump's campaign promises to make the US the crypto capital of the world and have essentially raised optimism inside the crypto market space. XRP saw a massive jump around this Trump's win and soaring to essentially $1.70 and climbing back into the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market cap, now valued at $100 billion. The change in political leaderships will also ease Ripple's legal troubles, and that many expect Trump's administration to take a more favorable stance towards crypto. Trump's team may essentially even appoint a former Commodities Futures Trading Commission (CFTC) to oversee the regulatory overhaul of potentially dropping the SEC's case against Ripple together. The global essentially stablecoin market space is currently valued at $190 billion and they're growing fast, unlike cryptocurrencies. Stablecoins are pegged to the real-world assets, making them less volatile. They are used for everything from remittances to cross-border payments and everyday transactions, particularly in regions where traditional banking systems are slow and expensive. RLUSD will directly compete with the US-issued stablecoins like Circle's USDC and Paxos Pax and Gemini's GUSD. These players are already established in New York, holding licenses from NYDFS. Ripple is expected to secure a trust charter, allowing it to offer RLUSD while meeting essentially NYDFS and string standards for transparency, security, and consumer protections. This trust charter is a big deal. It offers companies like Ripple the ability to operate without the complexities of a full banking license while still providing regulated financial services. NYDFS has been on a gatekeeper for crypto firms wanting to operate in New York, issuing licenses only to firms that meet its strict criteria. New York is incredibly strict for crypto projects. It's true. New York is incredibly strict for crypto projects to be approved. To operate within New York, incredibly strict. But RLUSD has been approved for a December launch. Why? Because of Ripple. Institutions. How to buy SingletNet. Okay, if you want to buy AGIX, you can go to CMC, type in AGIX. It will show you if you click on it, and then it will show you the exchanges when you click on markets. So very simple. If you want to search for any crypto project to see where it's listed for purchase, you can go to CMC, CoinMarketCap. You can go to the website or download the app on Android or Apple Store. Download the app, CoinMarketCap, CMC in other words, and then you open the app, you click on the search bar, you type in AGIX, for example. You click on AGIX, you click on markets, it shows you which exchange is listed on. So Gary will open the floodgates when he leaves, pretty much. Well, Trump is doing that for us because the only reason Gary's even leaving office is because of Trump. So it's not Gary that opens the floodgates, it's Trump that opens the floodgates of amount of institutional money into the crypto space. Because it's just not about Gary Gensler leaving, it's about we need rules and regulations. So Gary leaves and new SEC chairman. Not only that, but Trump's going to put the CFTC in charge of regulations for crypto assets more than the SEC, which is even better. Because until we find somebody to replace Gary Gensler, it's going to take a little bit of time to find somebody to replace Gary Gensler, or if already that person has been chosen. In the meantime, Trump has essentially been thinking about using the CFTC to regulate the crypto space while the SEC gets set up again and back up and running. Because Gary Gensler has left a huge mess in the SEC. A huge mess Gary Gensler has left. And I'm not the only one saying this because I hate Gary Gensler. I mean, I believe that he's a weasel. It's not because of that. It's also because other people, like, for example, CFTC commissioners or CFTC former chairmen, didn't want to take Gary Gensler's job as the SEC chairman because, in their words, they don't want to clean up Gary Gensler's mess. So Gary Gensler has left a big mess in the SEC. So apparently Trump is thinking about, Trump's administration or their team, they're thinking about replacing the SEC with the CFTC to have more power over the crypto regulations part, which is not a bad idea, to be fairly honest, until the SEC gets up and running, so things can move a lot more faster. So it's not that, essentially Gary Gensler is the one opening the floodgates. It's actually Trump that's opening the floodgates of institutional money into the crypto space due to regulations being coming in. Thank goodness I hypothetically hold these utility cryptos. Blessed you all, and thank God Trump won't. Let's go facts. I brought all my coins looking to sell them at the end of a 4-year cycle, but now I don't know what. I brought all my coins looking to sell them at the end of a 4-year cycle, but I don't know what to do. I'm personally not going to be selling, as I said, XRP, XLM, XDC, and HBO because I want to borrow against them instead. The rest I'll probably sell, but not now. It's way too soon to sell. 4 years of making money. When we get to that, in other words, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But it's 4 years of making money. Gary and JP, let's go. Your thoughts on AGIX? Not good. I wouldn't waste money on it. I hold Fetch, AGIX, and Ocean are becoming that one super intelligent AI project. Preferably, I would go for financial projects. I've always said this, financial projects. Number one category inside the crypto space. The number one category inside the crypto space that will do the best on the regulations is financial projects, XRP, XLM, XDC, and HBAR essentially, and ACH. But these are the projects that will do the best. I've been saying this for the longest time. The number one category inside the crypto space is the financial category, and then everything else below it. Tokenization is also a subcategory of the financial category. I hold Fetch. Let's go. Your thoughts on NJX? I want to go for person. Gary has, yes, C-Tree. Don't waste your time on that financial category. Gary has been beyond my yeah. Miles, where can I PM you? Private message me. You can send me a message, Zach, on Telegram. You can send me a message on, you can join the Telegram. If you haven't already, join the CMF on Telegram. It's completely free. Everything I do every day inside the crypto space is free. This live is free. We have a free Telegram group. Anybody's more than welcome to join. It's called the Crypto Mouse Family. The link is on X. If you watch us on X, on my bio. If you watch us on YouTube, it's on my profile on YouTube as well. The link for joining the Telegram. You can also join the X communities page, the CMF communities page for this live, Crypto Mouse Family Lounge. It's also on my X profile as well. If you haven't already, join. Zach, join the Telegram. Is it easy to use Coinbase wallets? Relatively, yes, but it's also a little bit expensive depending on if you do transactions on Ethereum. Now, all good things must come to an end, which they have now. So, I just want to leave you with this one thing. If you held on to your XRP through all the BS inside the crypto space, from everybody around you, from crypto influencers to family members to crypto trolls inside the crypto space, but you still held on to your XRP, well done to you for seeing through the BS and sticking to the facts. Because if you're the person that held on to your XRP and you're going to even hold on to it longer or even never sell it and just borrow against it, your future looks incredibly bright. If you're somebody, as I said, if you're somebody that's holding XRP, XLM, XDC, or HBAR, you're inside the financial category. Your future looks incredibly bright. Incredibly bright. It's the number one category to be inside the crypto space. It's the number one category that will do the best on the regulations. I've always said this and I'll always say that. Of course, it's easy. So, all good things must come to an end, which they have now. If you're watching this for the first time ever, this was the CMF Live. It stands for Crypto Mouse Family. And thanks, Miles. Thanks, Miles. Did you reach out to the family the other day? Or was it some joker pretending to be you? It was me. I was the one reaching. Depends. I've messaged me back and I'll tell you if it was me. But I reached out to everyone inside the CMF. So every member inside the CMF Telegram group, I reached out and I sent everyone a message. And I said, if you want to talk, if you have any crypto questions or so on, you can call me. Just let me know 30 minutes before you want to call me. I don't charge any money either. I'm completely free. People can call me, message me, direct message me, and so on. I don't charge any money. I'm completely free. But you have to let me know 30 minutes beforehand. So just in case I'm busy, I can let you know. But it was me that messaged the CMF members. Outstanding live, brother, from another mother. Take care, Miles of CMF. See you all later. Great. Let's see you tomorrow sometimes as well. Mike, see you tomorrow sometimes as well. Good night. Long run is my motto. Let's go away. Good night. How about ACH? ACH as well. But those are the main ones. ACH as well. Thank you, Miles. Have a lovely weekend. Good night, CMF. I did not hear the answer to my question, though. Lena, what was your question? Thanks, Legend. As always, night and day to all the CMF. Shelly, see you tomorrow sometimes usual as well. Lena, if you want direct message me, I'll give you a response. No problem. Good night, Miles and all CMF. Thank you for all the news. JPC tomorrow, but sometimes usual. We have reached the endings of tonight's live. If you're watching this for the first time ever, this was the CMF Live, stands for Crypto Mouse Family. You can tune to this live where I talk about the most recent news that's happening around the world in terms of cryptocurrencies, CBDCs, AI, politics, and regulations. You can tune this live every single night. But however, tomorrow I might be off CMF. Saturday, Sunday I might be off. Monday I'll come back with the live. But I'll let everyone know inside the Telegram group. So join the Telegram group if you already haven't. And On this live, I talk about the most recent things that's happening around the world in terms of cryptocurrencies, CBDCs, AI, politics, regulations. Everything that I say is the disclaimer of this live is not financial advice, not political advice, and whatever I say is only for entertainment purposes. And if you haven't joined the X communities page, by the way, I just want to say also thank you so much to everybody who retweeted this. If you're watching us on X, thank you so much to everybody that retweeted this live, who liked this live, and who put a comment outside the live on X. And thank you so much to everybody on YouTube who liked the live as well. And thank you so much to everyone on YouTube who subscribed to me watching this live. And thank you so much to everyone who essentially followed me on X for watching this live. So, good night, Miles and all CMF. Thank you for all the news. JP, see you tomorrow. So as usual, Orphan. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Miles. See you tomorrow. Orphan, see you tomorrow. So as usual. As always, it was a pleasure, Miles. Let's go, Bert. See you tomorrow at the same time as usual. Thanks for a great live as always. Away, let's go. Thank you, Miles. Have a great evening, CMF and family. Let's go, Stormy. See you. Shakira, thanks. Let's go. See you tomorrow as usual as well. Stormy, see you tomorrow as usual as well. Good night, Miles and CMF. Thanks for the great news and pumping up with holding XRP. Let's go free forever. Miles, you have been a shining light for us all. Many thanks, brother. Let's go, Ian. Thanks so much for the kind words. Good. Okay, that's cool. Then I wasn't sure. I appreciate everything you do for us, legend. Let's go, Ronnie. No problem. Good night, Miles and family. Great live. Many thanks. See you tomorrow. Ian, see you tomorrow as usual as well. Good night, Miles and CMF. Brilliant live as usual. Wouldn't Joe? Let's go see you tomorrow as usual as well. Wouldn't the exchange still snitch as they watch your move your assets to somewhere? They would, but it would be difficult for them to find out where you're sending it if you're sending it to Trust Wallet. Miles, you are the greatest. Scott, let's go. See you tomorrow sometime as usual. Good night, Miles, and thanks again, Alex. See you. Let's go. From exchange to Tangent, is it possible? But from exchange to Tangent, yes, they can. That's why it's better go Trust Wallet than Tangent. Thanks for all you do. Let's go, Scott. Another great day. Good night, and God bless us all, Genos. Let's go. Thank you, Miles. I hope you have a good evening. Take care, Miles and CMF Kim. Thank you so much for the kind words as well. See you tomorrow as usual. Thanks again for another brilliant live stream. Thomas, let's go. See you tomorrow as usual. Much love and respect for all you do. Thanks so much for the kind words. Thank you, Miles. Denise, let's go. See you tomorrow as usual. Thank you, bro. When you back. So I'm going to tell you now. Good night, Miles and family. Always something to learn. Let's go, Susie. Davey, let's go as well. So I might be off tomorrow. So tomorrow is Saturday. Well, technically right now it's Saturday. But the live might come back on Monday, but I'll let everybody know. Most likely I'm going to be off tomorrow. So Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be off. Monday, I'm going to be back. So I think the live is going to become Monday to Fridays from now on. Due to Saturday, Sunday, there's a lot of paperwork for me to do. I have a lot of emails, a lot of paperwork to go through for my own blockchain sub company. So I think the lives are going to become Monday to Friday as we move along only. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, live show, and then Saturday, Sunday off. And then Monday to Friday again, and then Saturday, Sunday off. Monday to Friday again. Saturday. But I'll have one on our Telegram group. And yeah, I think Saturday, Sunday might be off. Most likely I'm going to, because I have a lot of work to do for CoinMove. So the lives will eventually, starting to become Monday to Friday only. I hope everyone's happy with that. Is everyone happy with that? CMF, are we all happy with Monday to Friday live shows, Saturday, Sunday off? But what we'll do is, if there's a lot of news, what we can do, if there's a lot of news, I'll still do the live. Like, if there is emergency news, we'll do the live, no doubt about it, on Saturday, Sunday. But there has to be amazing. But there has to be emergency news, and then we'll do a Saturday live as well, or Sunday live, depending on the news. But in most cases, it's Monday to Friday, unless there's emergency news. Good idea for your sake. Take a rest, Miles. See you on Monday. Let's go, Denise. Yes, I can rave on the weekends now. Yay. Let's go, Denise. That's a good schedule, Miles. You do too much. Let's go, Kim. Yes. Gino says yes. Kim says yes. Stormy says Monday through Friday sounds perfect. Thank you for your time and knowledge. Let's go, Stormy. Yes, I'm very happy. Let's go, Ray. Let's go, Ian. 100%. You need to have a break for coin move. Let's go, Shelly. Yes, Joe agrees. Lena agrees. Zach agrees. Yes, all good. Let's go, Mike. Mike agrees. Is Binance okay for UK? Should be, yes. All good. Every minute we get you is a blessing. Thank you so much, Count, for the kind words. Very soon we will be meeting in person. Yes, we will be. Everyone. So, we've come to the endings of tonight's live. I will be seeing everybody Monday, most case. But I'll let everyone know inside the CMF. I love you all. I'll see everybody tomorrow. I'll see everyone Monday. Same timing as usual. Everybody have a great day or a good night. CMF, see you Monday. Same time as usual. See everyone on Monday. Unless it's emergency news, then we're doing Saturday and Sunday. But it depends on the emergency news. If it doesn't, then I'm just going to be doing paperwork for CoinMove. See everyone.